afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Lotus Zone. How my seniors doing today? How y'all doing today? Welcome to the Lotus Zone.
Good evening.
Good evening. Come on in to Facebook. Chime in, click in, check in. We back again. Yes, indeed. We are so happy to be back. And look, we're going to get about the business today because we have quite a bit on the schedule for today.
Right.
Please remember that the Lotus Zone is a senior talk radio show. What's it for, Trudy?
It's the aim to educate,
Enlighten,
entertain, engage the seniors
and their caregivers.
That's right.
So join us live every Tuesday
At 4 o'clock.
on Facebook, YouTube, and the East Baton Rouge Council on Aging websites page. Hey, Miss Bonnie, I see you. Miss Minnie Robinson, you in the house. All right. Thank you. So today, look, we got a special guest today. Chime in, call out your friends, tell them to get online. We got a special guest today, our very own Dr. Garland Green, cardiologist, the heart doctor. He's going to check us out today. So we're going to get through a few things, and then we're going to bring on Dr. Green. Look, quote for the day. What is true?
Age is simply the number of years the world has been enjoying you.
Age well. Keep shining.
Yes,
That's it.
Great
That's
quote.
a great quote.
Yes, thank you, Lord.
So as you know, this year we're dedicating all the Lotus Zone shows to technology. Mm-hmm. So of course we're gonna disperse some technology today. We got some more Fire Max tablets, we got a computer, we got some Fitbit, we got all kind of things. So you get ready, pay attention. You just can't call and say, hey, I go to such and such, because today we asking questions. We asking questions about the heart. You can put the answer on Facebook. You can call in with the answer. But today is everything heart. But y'all know it's Heart Health Month, but it's also Black History Month. Don't forget it. Don't forget it. It's just as important. Gotta remember where you came from. That's what my grandmama used to tell me. You don't know where you're going if you don't know where you came from. So I gotta know where I came from. What about you, True? You know where you came from?
I know where I came from.
Where you came from?
6224 7th Avenue. Curly and Ernest Bill.
That's where you came
Yes,
from?
that's
All right.
right,
She
that's
gave her
right.
whole mom and dad address. Y'all call. All right.
All right.
February is Heart Health Month.
Very important.
The month is
guys.
dedicated to raising awareness about cardiovascular diseases, promoting heart health, and encouraging us to take the necessary steps to protect ourselves. We got to take the steps to protect ourselves. Now, y'all know Dr. Green going to come in here and tell us we can't eat nothing but a bowl of water.
Salad.
No, a bowl of water.
Just a bowl of water.
A spoon and a bowl and some water. So get ready. Yes. You know that's what he's coming in here to tell us. And so we're going to talk about a couple of things before we discuss Heart Health Month and before we discuss Dr. Green. Here's just a little business we need to give. First and foremost, we already talked about how you get your prizes. You got to pay attention. You got to call in, chime in, text in to Facebook. That's first and foremost. But listen, do you all know it's flu season?
Oof.
It's flu season. Now, I know the powers that be telling us don't get vaccinated. But let me tell you something. If you're over 60 and older, I would highly recommend and suggest that you get vaxxed. What you think, Trudy?
I agree.
And why?
Why? Because the numbers are going up each and every day. Everyone is getting the COVID, they're getting the flu, and they're having babies. So you're getting both of these.
Who having a baby? The seniors?
The COVID and the flu. That's what the old folks say. The old COVID and the flu is having babies. So
they hooking up.
They hooking up.
And so now they got the Flovit.
They got
the Flovit.
They have to be careful. You're getting both.
I thought you were saying the seniors are having babies. Because I'm about to say I need to get paid. That's a money making venture right there. All right,
guys, you have to be careful. Make sure that you're up to date on your vaccinations.
Get your vaccination.
Yes.
It's gonna protect you. It'll protect your family members.
That's right.
And on top of flu, do y'all know the prices is up? Lord, if eggs is high to you, hit me a heart on Facebook.
Woo.
Eggs is $15 for a dozen. And God forbid if you looking for them brown eggs.
Oh,
they $18.
yes.
Now, I remember back in the day, the brown eggs was cheap because they wasn't as pretty as the little white eggs. But now the brown eggs cost more than the white eggs. And Lord, and don't let it come from chickens that's been range free. You know chickens that's running free, they just rolling all over the yard. Them chicken eggs right there, they $22.
Yeah.
$22. Farm fresh, farm raised, pasteurized eggs is $22 a dozen. So look, last week, me and my husband, we made breakfast. We had grits and toast and the meat.
That's it.
We ain't had no grits and eggs. No eggs. We not having no. I can't pay $22 for no eggs. I like them though, but not for $22 worth. I'm telling you, eggs is too high.
Yes, it is.
And inflation is up. The inflation rate has gone up, not just on eggs, food, fuel, auto insurance, home insurance. Now, seniors, now listen, I know stuff is high, but I want some of y'all to stay out of that casino and pay for your home insurance.
Yes.
Hey, Mr. Sherman Jones, stay out of that casino and buy your home insurance policy. So when something happen, hey, Mary Washington, when something happen, we don't have any problems. Right? You got to have insurance. You must keep your homeowner's insurance if you can. Now, just a little office keeping for us. On March the 12th, Trudy, why don't you tell them what's going on March the 12th?
March the 12th, guys, we're heading back to the Metro Council meeting.
Metro Council.
The meeting is scheduled for March the 12th.
At 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
And this time, we think we want to invite our troops to come go with us.
Yes.
Right?
Come marching in. Let's go.
I don't know if you paid attention, if you've been watching the news, but the library went on February the 12th. And let me tell you what happened to them. They didn't get their measure approved.
No.
She said eggs on sale at Albertsons, 18 for a pack.
What?
That must be the discounted for reduced sale eggs. I need to go find that out. Find out not Miss Johnson. I'm going to get me a pack. $18.99. That's a good price.
That's a good price.
But look, so if they on the 12th, the library went to talk about renewing and discuss renewing their tax. And what happened was the Metro Council did not vote to approve them to get their measure back on the ballot. So they up in the air. They don't know if they're going to have another tax, if they're going to get an opportunity to get back on the ballot. But on February the 12th, our millage is up for discussion, as well as an item that the new mayor has on the agenda to move monies from taxing entities like us and the library and mosquito abatement and pay for the BRPD. Now, everybody, we love police. I think Trudy married the one.
I am.
But when we want the police to get more money, just not our money.
Right.
We want them to get some money. The city need to get them some money for them and not the money that's dedicated and voted and approved on by the seniors and other people in this parish. So if you love the Council on Aging, if you like your senior center, if you like what we do, if you want to continue to do what we do, you want to go to prom and skip day and all that, we're going to need you on the 12th of March at 4 o'clock.
And that's a Wednesday.
It's a Wednesday. We'll give you more information. We're going to put on our shirts, and we're going to go out there and have our voices heard, because sometimes it's important for them to hear from our constituents. So we're going to have our voices heard. Anyway, Miss Mary, if you coming, give me a heart, give me a like that you coming. What else we got, Trudy? Oh, you want to talk about the prizes for the day before we bring Dr. Green on?
The prizes?
Prizes. We got prizes. What we got?
Y'all, let me tell you. We have Wi-Fi, Bluetooth light bulbs this time.
What the light bulbs
The
gonna
light
do?
bulbs. Now, you can connect these light bulbs to your cell phone, and you can tell the cell phone to turn them off. You can change colors in your house if you want. You want a red light special in your house, the light bulbs will turn red.
These seniors don't need no red light special. I don't know what you're talking about, Trudy. The red light special. What the red light special gonna do?
Red light special.
No.
Okay.
Now we have learned.
Okay.
We have learned on Lotus Zone. She said, I like the hot tub. What?
Oh, my God.
We have learned on Lotus Zone 2 things about Trudy. Hey, Miss Iona Gosserin.
Hey,
2
Miss
things we
Gosserin.
learned about Trudy.
What is
First
that?
thing, she can't cook because she cooks tuna casserole. Secondly, singing ain't her ministry.
That's okay.
She need to pick something that we're going to figure it out what it is. But it's sure not. Did you hear yourself sing this song?
My throat was.
Your throat. Yeah. Okay.
Well, let's show them the new Fitbits.
Okay. Look, we got new Fitbits. We got a nice purple one and a black one. So when we come on and Dr. Green drops some knowledge, and and Angel is gonna write down the questions from what Dr. Green said, and you can call in and win like that.
Yes.
Okay, you're gonna call in and you're gonna win after we get some questions answered from Dr. Green. Now let me tell y'all something. If y'all ate the Delpit Chicken Shack special, because they've been around 90 years and it was 99 cents or 90 cents, I'm ratting. I'm going to tell Dr. Green, and he going to have something to say. Hey, Miss Collins, how you doing? He going to have something to say.
Yeah.
But we got an Echo Spot smart alarm clock. We got an Amazon Fire Max tablet. We got a whole computer in here. We got a Chromebook.
Chromebook, wow.
And we giving some of that away today. So let's just talk a little bit about our special guest so we can get after the other side of the break. Miss Mary says she like garlic. You like the garlic tuna casserole? Oh my God, they like the garlic. Mary. All right, Miss Mary. I don't know about that, Miss Mary. So Trudy, why don't you give us some information on Dr. Green?
Well, Dr. Green is not new to us. He's a great supporter of the Council on Aging. Mm-hmm. He has been coming to some of our sites and doing a lot of healthcare sessions on heart health.
Right.
We truly have been enjoying him, and we always welcome him back with open arms. Mm-hmm. Dr. Green is a cardiologist at the Cardiovascular Institute of the South. Okay, they said they can't hear me. Can you hear me now? All right. So Dr. Green is going to come in and talk about heart disease and what we are supposed to do to make sure that our heart is healthy. That's exercise, eating healthy.
Did you know that not only is he a cardiologist, but he is also an internal medicine doctor? Did you know that?
Yes.
Did you know that he went to the Meharry in Nashville, Tennessee? Did you know that?
I did.
You did?
Yes.
You didn't know all of that.
Yes.
No, you didn't.
That was
he
some
has
of the things
a doctorate from Meharry. Now I'm telling y'all this so seniors you can write it down. You better keep up with it. He has a doctorate from Meharry Medical College in Tennessee. He's an internal medicine doctor, and he is currently at the Cardiovascular Institute of the South since 2012. But he's been in these doctor streets longer than that.
Oh yeah.
Since 2007, he's been a physician, right? And so we're gonna get ready to hear from Dr. Green. Y'all give us, we're going on to our next break. I don't know what time the breaks are. I'm just doing my own thing. And Perry about to count me down. Perry is here again today. He says, hello, ladies. Perry is in the building. In case y'all missed him last week, we're going to turn the camera. Perry is here. He said, hello, ladies. He's still looking. He's setting up our speed dating, and we're going to give you more information on that. So get ready. Everybody get ready for Perry. Tell him hello, Perry. Up. He's blowing kisses. Call him. Oh, my God.
Blow.
His signature kiss and blow. We're going to go to our first break, and they don't know what that means. This the wrong group. That means texting. You mean text? Okay, text. All right. We're going to go to our first break. We'll be right back with Dr. Garland Green.
This is a great beginning for a new life for yourself.
It brings you almost back to your childhood, and you find out that, hey, I've gotten this age and I can still do this.
So when they come to our agency, they're going to get a hot meal, they're going to get great hospitality from us.
Council on Aging can help you.
It's a place to go. You're going to meet a lot of friends.
You're getting out of the house. You're being able to socialize.
Give it a chance. Give yourself a chance.
It just gave me a new life.
My son, he just wanted me in a center somewhere. It's great to see this kind of housing for seniors. We have our own privacy. We have our own little place to come to and relax. Everything is great. All of that is provided by the East Baton Rouge Council on Aging, and I truly appreciate that.
Serving seniors, Council on Aging.
You know, years ago, this just didn't happen. Seniors didn't have any place to go.
It's a place to go. You're going to meet a lot of friends, and they'll be surprised what you have in common with these people.
And one thing you can do is you're getting out of the house. You're being able to socialize, you know.
They got a lot of activities. I met a lot of people. I gained some friends.
It brings you almost back to your childhood.
Give it a chance. Give yourself a chance.
We provide frozen meals for the homebound seniors. They are prepared with love.
When I come and get their meals together, go and deliver them, and when they meet me at the door, you know, to see the smiles that come on their face, that makes my day.
It's really helped me because I can't prepare the food, and Sharon brings it to me and I just heat it up, and that's what's so good about it.
Serving seniors, Council on Aging.
Welcome back. We're back on the Lotus Zone, and we have the infamous, the best cardiologist, internal medicine doctor in Baton Rouge,
Yes.
Dr. Garland Green. Let's give it up for Dr. Green. Woo! Dr. Green, how you been?
Welcome.
I've been great. How have you guys been?
We've been great. We've been
great.
great. And we're so glad to have you back. Every time you come, I must admit, you give us all the breadth of information.
Oh, yes.
You give us all some great directives. Now, do we all follow them? No, because today, Trudy ate Delpit's Chicken Shack, 2 pieces and a pepper. But I just wanted you to know,
I appreciate
I had
that.
a salad.
I knew she was gonna tell.
I had a salad.
Okay. All
Lord,
right.
forgive me for telling them tales.
Yes.
All right.
We all struggle with consistency. Okay,
Yes.
so that's
Yes,
okay.
sir.
But
Yes,
but
sir.
I don't expect anybody to be perfect, like you said.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir. So tell us about why it's important for the senior community to pay attention to their heart and heart disease, and how does it affect them?
Well, it's important for the senior community because they are the ones that are most affected.
Are they?
And the reason is because as we get older, the likelihood of us developing heart disease increases. Rarely do we have a lot of problems when we're very young. It's usually the hardening of the arteries and all of these, these diseases we've had from young start to do damage to us on the inside.
Is there so if we had a crystal ball, is there an age that we should start paying attention to it
The truth,
as you get older?
yes, I would tell you, if you have not seen a cardiologist by the age of 45, you probably need to go ahead and do so.
Everybody.
As a general rule. But if you have other health problems, then you probably need to see one earlier. And I mean, those other health problems might be like uncontrolled high blood pressure, or you might have diabetes, or you might have bad cholesterol, anything like that. Then I would say you might need to go earlier, depending on the combination that you have and how much heart disease you have in your family.
Oh.
So can you tell us what's the difference in heart disease and a heart attack and congestive heart failure? Is all that the same?
Well, what I always tell folks is to think of the heart like a house, okay? Just like the
Okay.
house has the different components, so does your heart. First of all, you have the strength of the house, the walls, the stuff that keeps the wind from blowing you away.
The foundation.
The foundation, and that's the strength of the heart, how strong it is, how well it pumps.
Right.
When it gets weakened, that's what's called congestive heart failure.
Oh, okay.
So the weakened heart or the weakened walls, that's what's called congestive heart failure, okay? So that's what you're talking about there. But you also have the plumbing. Just
The
like
plumbing.
a house has plumbing.
Right, the
and
heart
those
has plumbing.
the heart has plumbing. The nose or the brings the heart its blood, and sometimes you can get clogs in there. You know how you get those clogs at home? When you put that grease in the drain, what happens when you pour
Yes.
that grease in the drain?
Right.
It gets
It
clogged
gets
up, right?
clogged up.
Well, the grease that goes in your drain are cholesterol problems.
Okay.
Oh,
That's
okay.
fat in the blood.
All
So
right.
that can cause those clogs, and that's what causes a heart attack.
That's what causes a heart attack.
You're right. That's what causes the heart attack.
And what does the stent do?
The stent opens up that clog.
Got it.
So you get it out of the way. It's kind of like using that, go in there with some liquid plumb almost. And then you go ahead and open it up, and you put that stent in, and it keeps that clog from coming back in that area. And then you also have the electrical, which is the other part of the house. Just like your house is wired, so is your heart. That's what tells the heart when to pump. And sometimes that can get out of control too. And you hear about people having things like AFib and rhythm problems.
Yes.
So that's the way you think about it. Think about it like a house, and all of those components have to work together just like your house.
And so can you kind of determine, or do you all determine which health issue that you may have long term affects which part of the house? Like high blood pressure affects which part of the house?
So high blood pressure affects mainly the first two.
Okay.
The strength. Most Caucasians, when they develop a weak heart, it's usually from blockages.
From blockages.
Clogs.
Oh, wow.
Most African Americans is from high blood pressure. So high blood pressure is the thing that in the African American community that affects the walls more so. Then
my walls is
Is that
affected.
because it's hereditary? Is that the reason why?
Well, it's because it just puts pressure on the heart and causes the heart when the heart has to work harder to push against two things can happen. One, it can get thicker.
Okay.
And that increased thickness of the heart can then lead to failure, or it can dilate or get bigger in that way, and that weakness causes you to get heart failure. So either way, that can happen, and so that's what you're trying to avoid. Now, things like cholesterol and diabetes and those smoking, they tend to cause more of the clogs,
Right.
and they tend to cause more of the heart attacks and things like that. So if you want to say, but hypertension also contributes to that. So you can't take it out of the equation at all when it comes to the blockages as well.
So is there some special treatment or some special things that you can do if you have these issues to make sure that your heart stays healthy?
One thing I would tell everybody to do is, this is Black History Month, and I'll tell you one thing I want you to do is know your history.
Yep, I just told True that she didn't know where she was from.
Yeah, you got to know your history, know where you're from, but know what your people have.
That's right.
Right.
Because
That's
what they
important.
have,
Your medical history.
your medical history, because what they have is what you're most likely to get. And your thing is, the truth is, the likelihood is that you will get it. But the question is, when will you get it?
Oh, wow.
Can you push it back? Can I get it at 80 instead of getting it at 50?
Oh, okay. So you want to push it back as far as you can.
You want to push it back as far as you can, because you're likely going. If people in your family die from heart disease, likelihood you're going to die from heart disease.
So look, Miss Callie 59 is asking, where are you located, Dr. Green?
I am located at 8401 Picardy Avenue. That's right down from the Baton Rouge General on Blue Bonnet. Okay.
It's the Cardiovascular Institute.
Cardiovascular Institute of the South.
Of the South. And then Miss Pat Williams wants to know what's happening when the heart starts beating extremely fast and then starts beating normally again.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So sometimes you can have an arrhythmia. That's what arrhythmia, just like AFib is an arrhythmia where your heart's out of rhythm. Remember we talked about that electrical system. Sometimes as we get, especially as we get older, that electrical system ages too.
Okay.
And just like your wiring gets a shortage in it, you got to play with that wire. That kind of happens with the heart. And then so what happens, sometimes it can take off and go too fast because that wiring's off, but other times it can take off and go too slow. And what we have to do sometimes is redo your wiring. And that redoing of the wiring is called a pacemaker. And so people hear about folks with pacemakers all the time, and that's what a pacemaker is trying to fix, is redo your wiring of the house.
And now you can get a pacemaker and a defibrillator together, huh?
Right, that's exactly right. So every defibrillator has pacemaker function. What's even greater right now, there are pacemakers that you can get without having to have that little pouch under the skin, the little device under the skin.
Yes.
A lot of the times you don't even have to have that anymore. They can actually go through a vein in your leg and put in a tiny pacemaker that just screws into the heart.
Wow.
And you don't have to have that thing on the surface anymore.
Okay.
Ms. Clara Neff says, thanks for the info. I'm a congestive heart failure patient, and this information is very useful.
Oh, great.
So one question we have that we wanted to know, are there any symptoms that most people ignore and really shouldn't as it relates to your heart health?
Yes. I think the biggest one that people ignore is not being able to. And you say, what does that mean? When you're not able to do what you used to be able to do. And we all want to blame it on old age.
Yeah.
But it's not.
A lot of times it's really showing some decline in your ability to do it because your heart may not be allowing you to do the things you used to do. So what happens is, instead of carrying 2 bags, from the car at one time, you just start carrying one. And then you holler for somebody else to go get the other one.
Right.
Rather than going up the stairs.
Out.
And rather you don't even bring them up the stairs anymore. You go upstairs and you tell your son or your daughter to go get the bags out of the car because, I'm tired. And it's that type of thing that people tend to ignore. Not being able, that's one of the classic things for me when I question people. Are you able to do all the things you want to do and you used to be able to do, or do you find it harder? That's the most common thing that people ignore.
And when you find out when they give you the answer and they say, no, I can't do it, then what do you tell them?
Well, then what we do is we start asking further questions. I dig deeper, and I'll ask other questions that might tell me what's going on and what could be causing it.
Right.
Are your legs swelling sometimes and you're ignoring it, Or are you having trouble when you lay down there to sleep? You find that, oh, man, I have to prop myself up because I'm kind of short of breath if I lie down, or it doesn't feel right. So then I'll start doing stuff like, now we got to do tests, and let's see what's going on with your heart and try to get to the bottom of it.
Okay. So what kind of symptoms can you recognize for heart issues? Now, the first one you said is fatigue, right? And not being able to do whatever you used to could do.
Right.
But what else?
Shortness of breath. That's a big one. Either with exertion, or even sometimes it'll get so bad that you'll be short of breath just sitting down. That's one of the big ones. Women especially, be mindful of the shortness of breath one, because women don't often get the classic crushing chest pain like Fred Sanford.
Right.
Elizabeth Type, I'm coming to join
coming
your pain.
to join
They
you.
don't get that. Men typically get the more chest pain. So chest pain is obviously a big one, but men tend to experience that more than women. Women tend to get the atypical pain. That is pain in the jaw. In the shoulder.
In the jaw?
Mm-hmm. It'll go up and you think.
Like a toothache?
Like a toothache almost. And it'll kind of be like, oh, why is my jaw hurting? It'll be like that, or it'll be like a GI. Say, oh, man, I feel like I got gas all the time. And, it's not really the classic pain. So you need to pay attention when it's happening, because if it's unusual, you hadn't had it before, find out what's going on.
What about a pain in your rear end? I always just think that's my husband.
That's probably what it is. That's probably that. That's probably that. But you're right. And women often get like more GI symptoms and things like that. It's so crazy. One time I had a woman come to when I was in residency, and the lady just kept having belching, couldn't stop belching. I mean, nonstop belching. Lady was having a heart attack.
What? She was having a heart attack?
Was having a heart attack.
Oh, wow.
It's crazy.
So
so anything you just can't explain that's unusual, don't take it for granted. Check it out and make sure it's good.
Well, Dr. Green, what about the persons who had COVID and they had the long haulers and they had shortness of breath and they continue to have shortness of breath? Is that any time of connection towards any type of heart disease?
You know when people died from COVID, the most common thing they died from was a cardiac complication or a blood clot or a thrombus or something like blood clots, thrombus, same thing. And that's what they usually die from, or a weakening of the heart. And so what we do is when you complain of that shortness of breath, we will check to make sure you don't have this weakening of the walls of the heart, which is something we see. But listen, that's not new to viruses. Viruses have always done that. Anything from the flu virus to many viruses back in the day have always had that risk of causing you to get a weakened heart, and COVID's no different. And so we look at it and see if that's true. One thing I want to say, since you brought that up, this whole thing about all these people getting the heart trouble from the vaccine has been a big, kind of more of a falsehood than reality, okay?
Right.
And, we've always had people get cardiomyopathies that develop weak hearts, that develop from lots of things, viruses. But this whole thing about, I have not seen a whole bunch of people that have gotten the COVID vaccine coming in with new heart failure, okay? And that's the truth, okay? I wouldn't just tell you that, okay? That is the truth. So stop making these things so political when it comes to dealing with your heart in your life, because you can really make a huge mistake and end up dying from it.
And maybe it's not very wise to get your medicine from the TV.
That's not a good idea.
I think when you get a certain age, especially the population we serve, seniors, you need to go to the doctor.
You do.
Because if you listen to the news, you're not getting nothing. I'm not going to the doctor. I'm not getting any shots. And so, but those are not doctors giving you that information.
Correct.
So I think it'll be wise for our population and for people in general, go to the doctor and see what they say.
Right.
And ask those questions. Now we got one question Miss Martin wants to know. Should we be worried about having heart palpitations, and how serious is that?
The answer is, with anything like that, get it checked out. Most times palpitations are pretty, not normal or not really a big deal. But we need to check to make sure, because some of those palpitations sometimes can be arrhythmias or bad rhythms, and we need to make sure it's not AFib. And the way we would check that is put a monitor on you. Make sure you're not having a rhythm problem. And I'll tell you, one of the most common things you can do if you start having those palpitations, cut back on your caffeine.
Oof.
Like all that coffee drinking all day, and cut back on your sugar. Because a lot of those things will cause all that to happen. And see if that alone makes it better.
Right.
And that might save you a trip to the doctor, because it may be all you're doing it to yourself.
No coffee?
I didn't say no coffee, but if you're having palpitations.
Cut back.
Then you might cut back and say, I can't drink coffee, like 3 cups of coffee, then follow it up with a Coke. And then follow it up, with all this other stuff. It becomes where it's over the top. Plus, I'm consuming all these sugar products too.
Right.
And then it becomes overwhelming to your body and to your system. I tell folks the heart acts like a child. When when you give them that sugar load and they're like bouncing off the walls, the heart will do that if you overstimulate it.
Okay, so you can overstimulate your heart.
Yeah, you can overstimulate your heart.
Okay, Dr. Green. Wow, that's some good information. So look, you said Coke. What about the Coke Zeros, Coke, the Dr. Pepper Zeros? How about those?
You know what I would tell you? I would tell you the Zeros. One thing about them, they are zero. They don't give you any value. So I would tell you that they are zero. But I would tell you, if you got a problem with caffeine, then I would say stick to the Sprite Zero.
Spike Zero.
Because it takes the caffeine away.
Okay, so Mr. Huggins says, good afternoon, y'all. That's what I'm going through right now. He wants to know his regular heartbeat beats, I guess, extra fast when I come out of surgery. Could you ask the doctor what could be causing my problem?
Well, that's the thing. You have to come in and see us for that.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't like to give you advice to you like that over because I need to know for sure what you have. That's what, like you said, we need to go to the doctor and check on ourselves.
You got to go to the doctor. And then Callie is back. Oh, we're gonna wrap it up. And I tell you what, seniors. Okay, we're gonna go when we come back from this break. We are going to go to the phone lines, and you can ask Dr. Green your questions directly. You on the Lotus Zone with Tasha and Trudy and Dr. Garland Green, and we dropping knowledge. And the best thing, he hadn't said nothing about putting me on a diet yet. So let's come back. We'll be back from the next break. Thank y'all.
Council on Aging, serving seniors. Council on Aging, serving seniors.
Welcome back, seniors, to the Lotus Zone, and good people that's chiming in, because I see it's some people in the comments that's not a senior. And Miss Leggett, I already had my appointment with Dr. Green, but I am due for a follow-up, so I'm going to be making my appointment shortly. Trudy's going to give you out some information, and then we're going to answer some calls.
So look, the Cardiovascular Institute of the South is doing free screenings for EKGs and blood pressure.
Did you say free?
Free.
All right, seniors.
So join the cardiologist and come on down. It's February the 21st from 9 to 11:30. We will post this flyer on our Facebook page. And for more information, or you would like to make an appointment with Dr. Green, please call 225-308-0247.
That's right.
Okay.
Get the number down.
Yes.
And
reserve
let's go
your spot.
and reserve your spot. Now listen, all y'all can't go on the same day. So really call and make the appointment and register. Now we're gonna answer your calls, and if anybody can repeat anything that Dr. Green said, Dr. Green brought a bunch of gift cards for you all. And so let's see who's been paying attention. You can answer the question on the chat, and we'll see it. Okay, let me take the first call. Welcome to the Lotus Zone. Who we speaking with? Hold on, I'm working on it. My bad. Welcome to the Lotus Zone. Who we speaking with?
This is Mr. Huggins.
Hey, Mr. Huggins.
Hi, Mr. Huggins.
I'm blessed this afternoon. Dr. Green, if you're listening, every time I go to surgery, pre-surgery, they give me the, anesthesiologist or whatever. My problem is when they give me the return dose to come back is when my heart act up. Is it possible that I could at least get an appointment? I'm going to call the number if they give it again. I'm going to call you and come down, and you can start checking me, or what do I do, or how do I do that?
That's exactly right. So we're going to give you the number, and that number is 225-308-0247. And you can make an appointment. And we can check it out. But, that's not uncommon that people do have some rhythm problems when they get anesthesia. And so, but we just need to figure out exactly what your situation is, because it could be something that needs to be treated a little bit better. So definitely give us a call and come on and see me so we can try to figure it out for you, okay?
That's great. That's great.
I would definitely do that, Doc. And you said earlier to know your history.
Yes.
A little bit better. Okay.
Definitely give us a call.
So you got to find out what your history is, Mr. Huggins. Do a little deep dive research.
Yeah, that too. And I just wanted to leave this with it. To know your history is to know your greatness. Y'all take care and God bless you.
God bless you.
All right, Mr. Huggins. Mr. Huggins, we're going to give you a $25 gift card. We're going to leave it at the Lotus Center for you. It's a $25 Visa gift card. That's some good information. All right, Mr. Huggins, appreciate you, okay?
Thank you.
All right. God bless you. You said it.
Welcome to the Lotus Zone. Who we're speaking with?
Deborah Douglas.
Hey, Miss Douglas, how you doing?
Hey, Ray. All right.
Can you turn down your radio for just lower it down just a little bit? Oh, your telephone.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. You have any questions that you would like to ask Dr. Green?
Well, I noticed my son, like you were saying about your heart, I noticed he keeps gas real bad, and it has a foul odor, so I'm probably going to have to take him in to have him checked, because they said know your history. And maybe that's the problem, that he needs to have his heart checked.
Okay.
Yeah.
He talked about shortness of breath and gas and stuff.
What you think about that?
Yeah,
What you think about that, Doc?
Yeah, I think y'all should bring him on in, okay? Bring him when you come. All right.
Yeah.
and we'll and we'll definitely take a look at it and see what's happening, okay?
Yes, sir. Sure will.
Thank you, Miss Deborah. Miss Deborah, we have a card for you too. $25 Starbucks gift card. You can pick it up from the Lotus Center, okay? And look, you and your son go see Dr. Green. Now, Dr. Green, I got one question, because you can't see all of these people at one time. You have some other people to help you.
Yeah, we got actually 7 cardiologists in my group. So if there's ever a time when I can't, get them in, we'll definitely have somebody that's going to take good care of you.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Wait, let me give that number again. The number is 225-08247. Welcome to the Lotus Zone. Who we're speaking with?
Theodore Wiley.
Mr. Wiley.
Yeah.
Hi, how you doing, Mr. Wiley? Do you have a question for Dr. Green?
Yeah.
What's your question?
Ask him. I be hearing a lot of stuff about blood pressure pills, and which are some of the worst blood pressure pills you can take.
What are some of the worst ones you said?
Yeah, he said the worst.
Well, that's kind of a difficult question to answer. The question is, what is the roughest one for you? And see, what I like to do is look at all of your problems, and then we'll see what blood pressure medicine is best for you.
Oh, wow.
And then we try to avoid the rest. And sometimes you can have side effects, like medications can cause side effects, but what we do then is we change it to something that you don't have side effects with. So we can't predict that until we actually give it to you. So that's a good question, but I would tell you, I don't know if there's such thing as good or bad, but I try to minimize the ones that I think are going to cause, side effects for you.
That's good.
All right, Mr. Wiley. So look, call Dr. Green's office, 225-308-0247, and you also have a $25 gift card. It's going to be it's a Visa. It's going to be at the Lotus Center. And thank you for your call and your question today.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
So if you're looking to call in to speak to Dr. Green, please dial 225-330-4948.
Right, that's for the Lotus Zone.
For the Lotus Zone.
If you want to call his office, give him the office number,
The
Trudy.
office number is 225-308-0247.
All right. Welcome to the Lotus Zone. You're on with Tasha and Trudy and Dr. Green. You have a question for Dr. Green?
Yes, I do. I was wanting to find out what is happening when your heart is beating so hard that it's shaking your body.
Well, that is one of those things where people have, it's kind of hard to say. Everybody feels sensations differently. So some people feels like a light tap. Other people, it feels like something is about to break out of their chest. And it's just a difference in how people interpret pain or sensations. But what I'm more concerned about is what is that? And so is it an extra heartbeat or something like that? And then we can kind of take it from there. So what you would need to do is we'd probably have to put a monitor on you, see what it is, and then we can make better decisions about what to do about it. Okay?
Okay, thanks so much. Hey, y'all, this Francis.
Hey, Miss Francis. All right, don't leave. You won a $50 gift card from Dr. Garland Green. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you for calling Lotus Zone. This is Trudy and Tasha, and our special guest, Dr. Green, who we're speaking with.
This is Christine Badley.
Hi, Miss Badley. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Good. Are you enjoying the show so far?
Yes, ma'am.
Great. Do you have a question for Dr. Green?
Yes. For some reason, I have a problem remembering the blood pressure, like the top number and the bottom number. If you could explain the differences between those two so I can kind of get it set in my head. For some reason, I can't retain that.
Well, the top number is the number when your heart is pumping, because so you can imagine the heart pumps, the pressure is going to be higher. That's why the top number is always higher than the bottom number, because the bottom number is when the heart is relaxing. So the top number is called systolic, the bottom number is called diastolic. Now, what's more important for you to remember is what is the normal number, and the normal number. Do you know what that is?
Yes, I do. I think it's 120/80 is what my doctor told me.
Great job. You answered the question. And that
and Dr. Green pointed. He said that's a great job. You getting $100 gift card today, $100 Visa gift card, because you know some information a bunch of us in here don't know.
Congratulations,
awesome.
Great job.
Congratulations.
But that's great.
Thank God.
Yeah, you asked a great question and you actually had a great answer. So I think it's well deserved.
And tell me your name again so I get you right, Miss Badley. Right? What's your first name?
Yes, ma'am. Christine Badley.
All right, Miss Badley, we got you. Good question. Love you too.
Keep up.
Oh, great questions.
These some great questions. All right.
Yes. Welcome to the Lotus Zone. You're on the call with Trudy and Tasha, and our special guest.
This is Irma Jones,
Hi,
and I'm
Miss
calling.
Jones.
Yes, from Zachary.
Zachary.
Yes.
Do you have a question for Dr. Green?
Yes.
Okay.
I want to know. Do he come up to Zachary?
That's a good one.
That's a good one. No, I do not. And I know it's been tough because they've lost docs in Zachary, so it's been hard for folks to do it. But what I always tell people is this. It ain't that far to Baton Rouge, and you don't have to come but twice a year most of the time. So I think most of y'all make more than 2 trips to Baton Rouge in a year. So I think it might be worth it to make that trip, up 110 and down I-10 and come see me and take that 25-minute drive, okay?
Also, Miss Jones.
I just want to know, and I enjoy all your input on the heart and stuff like that.
No problem.
Really great.
Okay, Miss Jones, look, we got we're gonna give you an Echo Sport alarm clock. You can talk to Alexa. It's gonna help you rig up everything in your house. One thing you can do if you really want to come and see Dr. Green, you can call the main line 923-8000 and
wait.
All right, 923-8000 and ask for. Yes, ma'am. And ask for Lotus rides, and then they can schedule you and pick you up on the bus and bring you to Dr. Green. That's our buses, and we do take people to the doctor if you need to get to the doctor.
Oh,
yeah.
I will have to come down to the center, or you'll come pick me up from Zachary.
We're gonna come get you from Zachary, from your house.
Yes.
So call the 923-8000 and ask for the bus ride, the transportation department, and we'll get you, okay? And look, you can get your Echo Sport from the Lotus Center on tomorrow, all right? Thank you so much for your call.
Okay, are you sending up to Zachary for me?
We'll send it up to Zachary for you. We'll send it up. Yes, ma'am.
Send it up to the Zachary Lotus Center for me, please.
We'll do. Yes, ma'am. Miss Irma Jones, you got that, Sharika? Send it up. We got you. We'll put it in the ride. Thank you. Okay, we'll go to break. All right, seniors, look, Y'all got so many questions. Whew, we can't keep up. We're gonna have to get the doctor some ice water because he don't drink Coke. And we're gonna go to a quick break.
Yes.
And we'll be right back. Miss Joyce Brown, all you got to do is get on the website www.ebrcoa.org, or you can get on YouTube and watch us live. We'll be right back, seniors, in 2 minutes. Keep the questions coming because we got more prizes.
Council on Aging, serving seniors. Council on Aging, serving seniors. Council on Aging, serving seniors. Council on Aging.
Welcome back to the Lotus Zone. Look, this has truly been amazing. You seniors have some great questions. If you can't get on the line because the lines are really blocked up, you all don't know we've had over 800 calls today alone. So if you can't get your call, why don't you put your question on Facebook? Angel is writing them down, and I can read them directly. Put your questions on Facebook and let us answer your question. But we're going to go back to Dr. Green and answer your questions directly.
Thank you for calling the Lotus Zone. Who are we speaking with?
Clara Neff.
Hi, Miss Neff. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
You're
How are
doing
you?
good. Doing good. You have a question for Dr. Green?
I really just want to thank him. I am a patient, but not healed. But all the information that he has given, I've had, the doctor has given it to me already. But I could ask him a question, though.
Okay.
Go on and ask him what you want to ask him.
Oh, okay. Lately, I get a feeling like I just want to go out for a few seconds. I stop and sit down, and it'll pass over.
Okay.
I'm wondering if that got anything to do with my heart.
Now, Miss Neff, before he answers that, won't you, if you don't mind, share with him your age, because I bet you he doesn't know it.
Oh, I am 91. I'll be 91 in May.
Oh, well, God bless you. So the answer is it could be something to do with your heart. Two things. One is, it could be, is your blood pressure dropping too low for whatever particular reason? Is it that you're dehydrated, or you're on too much medicine, or something like that? Or it could be something like a rhythm problem of your heart where it's taking off and going too fast, or maybe going too slow. So it could be something like that. So definitely I would get with you. Say you have a cardiologist, I would get with them, let them know what your symptoms.
I have one. I found out last year when I made 89, I went to the doctor. They were ready to rush me to the hospital. I didn't even know I had heart problems.
Yeah.
But I do have a cardiologist. That's just something that happened lately.
Yeah.
Be like doing something and a bad feeling just come over me, and I'll go sit down and it'll pass on over.
Now, I want you to go see your cardiologist soon. Since it's just started, he needs to know about that, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Look, Miss Neff, we got a nice purple Fitbit for you now. You almost 90. Trudy gonna have to show you how to do this,
Yeah,
but
I'll
it's
show
a
you, Miss
Fitbit,
Neff.
and then to keep up with your heart and all of that on your
Right.
wrist. Okay, so we're gonna have that for you at the Lotus Center. Here, Miss Neff, thank you for calling.
And what it is?
It's a Fitbit. It's like a fancy watch, but it keeps up your information. All right, Miss Neff.
So,
Alicia Murray said, should you schedule appointments yourself?
yeah, you can.
Or get
most times you don't need a referral anymore. That used to be a thing insurance companies require, but they don't do it anymore. And I saw another question about cholesterol medicines. You can't take statins. A lot of people have trouble taking statins, but the good news is there are a lot of alternatives out there now. That both in pill form and injection form that we can use, especially if you have any sort of blockage or anything anywhere. So definitely there are options of things we can do other than that.
And if your blood pressure reading is 110/60, what does that mean? That's Miss Joyce
great.
David.
It's low. If you don't have any symptoms of lightheadedness, that's a great blood pressure.
Oh,
That's
good.
a great Miss Joyce Davis. You want a Fitbit? He said that's a great question. Miss Joyce Davis, you can pick up your Fitbit tomorrow.
Congratulations.
All right, and Miss Bonnie Gaucher wants to know what are the numbers for good cholesterol and bad cholesterol.
So for good cholesterol, which is your HDL, when they talk to you about that, you want that number for ladies, you want it to be above 50.
Above 50.
And for men, you want that number to be above 40.
And how often should you get checked for that?
You typically,
When you
I
go to
would
get
say,
your
I would
labs?
say at least twice a year. I would say you should get checked for it. But the bad cholesterol, depending on what diseases you have, the number can be different. But for most people, less than 100 is good. But if you have any sort of coronary disease or any diabetes, the number should be less than 70. Really, 55 is the new number.
55.
So, and Miss Agnes Chambers wants to know what blood pressure readings require you to seek treatment.
So when you start, let me say, any one of them that give you symptoms. So low that gives you symptoms, high that gives you symptoms, definitely need to, no matter what the number is. But the other thing is, say for instance, when should you go? If you got a number that's over like 180, then I would say it's probably time to go see somebody on the top, or over 110 on the bottom.
And for low and high, what do the symptoms look like?
For low blood pressure, the symptoms typically are going to be lightheadedness, dizziness. You may want to feel like you're going to pass out. You may start getting palpitations and fluttering. Your body gives you all kinds of symptoms to let you know something's not right. High blood pressure is a little tricky. I would hate for you to wait till you get a symptom, because that symptom can be really bad.
It
and that
could be
usually
bad,
stroke,
huh?
stroke-like
Stroke.
symptoms.
Okay.
Really bad headaches and stroke-like symptoms are typically what most people complain about.
Really, really good question, Miss Agnes Chambers. And we're going to give you these fancy, smart Wi-Fi light bulbs to put in all over your house. And let me take some more. Let's take some more calls, Trudy, because this phone is crazy. Hold on a second, seniors.
Thank you for calling the Lotus Zone. This is Tasha and Trudy.
Michael Douglas.
Oh, hi, Mr. Douglas. How you doing?
I'm all right. How you doing?
Doing well. Do you have a question for Dr. Green?
I was wondering because, like, at times I be having bad chest pains and I've been having bad headaches and stuff. And certain times, like, I get the burping, it's like a foul odor. What causes that?
Well, now if you're having chest pain and stuff like that, you need to come and see me or somebody, because you need to figure out what's causing that chest pain. So I don't know. So I always tell you, I don't know what's causing your pain, but we need to figure it out. Okay, so that's the key thing about that. I don't know what's causing your pain right now, but you need to figure it out and don't take it lightly. Right. And as far as the burping and the smell, that's typically more problems with your stomach and acid reflux, because I get that scent. So that's not necessarily indicate anything bad. That's just kind of a normal thing when you burp.
So what we need you to do is call Dr. to be seen by him or one of his partners. But it's not
lightly.
Yes, ma'am. Because I've been having bad headaches. Like, my headaches be like at the back, and the back part towards the top of I be having to catch my breath and stuff. Feel like sometimes I be choking.
Man, look, you might need to go to the emergency room. I mean, with all of those, so I mean, don't take a chance with stuff like that. If you're really feeling bad and the symptoms don't get better, go ahead and go to the emergency room because it may take a minute before you get an appointment to see somebody.
Can you talk on what is a heart murmur?
A heart murmur is a sound that's created by there's 4 parts of the heart and there are doors in between called valves. So anytime that door doesn't open the way it's supposed to, for instance, then it's hard to push open, or sometimes it's too easy to push open. Oh, wow. And that it's the same thing. It's going to generate a sound. But what you want to know is, what problem do you have? Is your door too hard to open, or is your door too leaky? And that's what you want to figure out, and that's usually a heart valve problem. And so we need to figure out what that heart valve problem is, and the way we usually do that is by doing something called an echo, which is an ultrasound, to see what's going on. So the heart murmur, or the sound itself, is just indicating something else underneath. The murmur is not a disease. It's the valve problem that's the disease, and you got to find out which one it is.
Good question, Miss Cynthia Bell. Good question. You could...
Pretty much when you're going to have symptoms of heart disease, an abnormal EKG or something like that. So those are questions that you would be, that could be answered with a cardiology visit. So I would say get a visit and then we can figure it out.
All right, let's take another call.
David called
scary, and it's a breath, but real breathing really, really hard once I get up there, and I'm just trying to get some information on that.
Well, 2 things. How much do you exercise normally?
How much do you exercise?
So it could be something as simple as being deconditioned and you need to get more exercise. But if there's some concern that you used to be able to go up those stairs and now you can't, that's different. Then that means you may have some problem with your heart, like a blockage or something like that needs to be checked out.
Okay.
All right. So it sounds like you need to be calling for the cardiologist, okay? Or get checked out. Thank you so much for your call.
Thank you. Dr. Green, is it safe to say if you're feeling any type of pain around your heart, you should seek out your primary?
Figure it out yourself.
That's right.
Go into your primary care doctor. If they, and they will usually refer you pretty quick when you complain about chest pain. Usually they don't play around with that very much. Or if you know you got some other, pre-existing problems and other things, and you're having chest pain, then go directly to the cardiologist. It's no problem with that either.
So look, seniors, you all have asked so many questions that the show is over. We passed the time. We went over. But look, we want you to please go and join. And the things that we didn't give away this week, we'll be back next week. So don't worry about that. But what's most important is that you schedule to see a cardiologist, Dr. Green, or somebody if you're having any of the symptoms that he spoke about. Yeah. Please go and join his Heart Month activity. It's a free screening. It's February 21st. What time is it, Trudy?
It's from 9 to 11:30.
And it's at the Cardiovascular Institute, but you need to register. We want to appreciate him, and you all go schedule and see him and see his partnership. He is my doctor. He does a good job with me, solid in water. But he's partnership and doing some things for the seniors. Seniors, we will be bringing Dr. Green here shortly to the senior centers and have lunch and learn so that you can ask him more direct questions. But the best way to get your personal question answered is to go and see him. We thank you all. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next Tuesday. Get connected in, all right? Thank you so much, and y'all have a good rest of your day. What you say, True? Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 Counseling on Aging.